89. And we're inviting you to celebrate with us. Sunday, May 25th, we're taking you to church for our 11 a.m. service live from Grace Community Church in Palmetto Avenue. Then, join us for the Awesome God concert live from Southland Cathedral on Soldier Road beginning promptly at 7 p.m. I'm talking Christopher Roberts, Simeon Outen, Shabak, Dwight and Brister, Eman, Carity Newton and Southland Music, DJ Godson, and much more. This concert is totally free, so come and celebrate with us.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community, also help with the education of our kids in this community, and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paisol Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Hello and welcome, everyone. It's Thursday, May 22nd, and you're tuned into the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Anthea Ferguson, sitting in for Jiminita Swain, and you're watching What's Trending, the show where we bring you the latest trends, hottest news, and insider tips on living your best life. Whether you're here for the fashion, the food, the fitness, or the latest buzz from social media, we've got you covered, so let's dive in. A small plane crashed into a San Diego military housing neighborhood Thursday morning, killing multiple individuals on the plane. Officials say the aircraft struck about 15 houses, causing multiple homes and cars to catch fire. The jet took off Wednesday night from New Jersey and landed in Wichita, Kansas on Thursday morning. Flight data shows it stayed in Kansas for about an hour and was headed for the Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport in San Diego later that morning. Reports say there were no fatalities on the ground from the homes destroyed in the crash, but one person was hospitalized and 2 others treated for minor injuries. Reports say multiple neighborhoods in the area were evacuated due to fuel spills caused by the crash. And big box giant Target is seeing a massive drop in sales due to backlash from some of its most loyal customers and the recently imposed tariffs. The company said this week sales fell last quarter, driven in part by customer fallout from Target's reversal on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Target also cut its guidance as President Donald Trump's tariffs push up costs for the company. Target sales at stores for at least a year tumbled 3.8% in last quarter as fewer customers visited Target and spend less when they did shop. The company expects sales to decline by low single digits this year. And the Golden Globes are adding a new category to recognize something other than achievements in film and television. The Globes announced recently that a Best Podcast of the Year category will be added to its award slate to debut starting next year when the ceremony broadcasts on January 11th. The category will honor the extraordinary and diverse talents in podcasting while acknowledging that the annual award ceremony is committed to giving a platform to the full spectrum of entertainment. They say only the top 25 podcasts will qualify for the award, and the category will include a total of 6 nominees. Well, coming up after the break, we're chatting with the entrepreneur behind a kitchenware brand that's revolutionizing the way we cook. Then get ready for an inside look at the 5th annual Bahamas Gospel Music Awards. And finally, the Perfume Bar is here to spill the tea on summer's hottest scents. Stay tuned because it's all coming up next. You're watching What's Trending.
Good to go. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
What if one of the Bahamas' most overlooked treasures wasn't buried on land, but gently swaying beneath the waves? For local entrepreneur Lyndon Johnson, the answer has always been clear: sponges. Johnson sources natural sponges from all over the Bahamas.
I purchase sponges out of Long Island, out of Bowen San Andros, Red Bay Andros, and more specifically, Mangrove Key Andros.
He adds that it's a very lucrative business.
Right now, we're buying the sponges by the piece. We're trying to get the harvesters to sell us the sponges by the weight, because they will definitely make more money, because we sell the sponges by the weight. Right on the property right now, the value of the sponges that I purchase is around $10,900. But when I sell it by the weight, it's going to be, I'm selling the grass sponges at $42 a kilo, the wool sponges at $79 a kilo, and I'm selling the hard edge sponges at $48 a kilo. So we're going to more or less take whatever we invested, and we're going to double that.
But Johnson isn't keeping the secret to himself. He wants more Bahamians, especially young people, to see the untapped potential in the industry.
I will say it's very lucrative. At the same time, they have to be extremely motivated. Sponges are on every island throughout the Bahamas. Right now, we're only sponging in Auckland, we're sponging in Long Island, we're sponging in Andros, and that's about it. However, Meguana, Inagua, Cat Island, all of those islands have sponges. As a matter of fact, as you may know, sponges used to be the industry in the Bahamas back in the day. And what has happened, many persons, the older persons who have died out, and they never passed on the harvesting knowledge to their grandchildren or their children, as it were.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Cooking is an art, and just like any great artist, you need the right tools to make your masterpiece. But what if those tools weren't just functional, but also beautifully designed? Today, we're sitting with the mastermind behind a kitchenware brand that's turning every meal prep into a Michelin star experience. So grab your apron or just your curiosity as we dive into the world of culinary innovation with Lavon Ferguson, the creative genius who's making us rethink our kitchen drawers. Welcome back to What's Trending, Lavon.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on the Kitchen Co.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
So why kitchenware?
Okay, well, the reason why I wanted to go into the kitchenware business is because I consider it the new adulting, where, you know, we're tired of shopping for clothes. Now the new thing is to just dress up your home. Right, yes, and you want it to be just as stylish as you are. And so that's one of the reasons as to why I wanted to branch off into the kitchenware business.
Adulting would have you looking for the best stepladder.
Yes.
Obsessing over paint colors.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So I completely get it. I understand, right? But what makes your kitchenware different from what's on the market currently?
Well, I really wanted to bring that island aesthetic into the Kitchen Co. And so I went ahead and found things that, you know, were island style inspired. And, you know, we live on beautiful beaches and sand and seashells. And so I wanted to incorporate that kind of aesthetic into the Kitchen Co. kitchen kitchenware.
And so that's your process for curating your line.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
how many lines or collections do you have, and which one do we have in front of us today?
Well, we have flatware, drinkware, dinnerware, and this here is the drinkware that we have, which is our seashell wine glasses.
This is an actual wine glass.
It's an actual wine glass, and yes, drinks can go in here and it doesn't spill, and you can kind of sip from here. And we have the sterling silver stem along with the glass stem. And then we have cutlery. Now with these are cheese cutlery, so when you have a charcuterie board or if you want to, like this here with the butter knife, you can use that to spread cheese, spread butter, you know, and we have also the bottle opener here that, you know, has the same seashell stem here, and then we have a little miniature sauce bowl. So if you have anything like, say you can put butter in here, you can put any sauce, oils and things like that. And we do have oil dispensers as well that come with an array of spices, spice stationery that you can put on the oil dispenser, you know, for whatever it is that you are using it for. We also have our seashell clam plates. And so, yes, we have just a bunch of different stylish kitchenware products.
Very stylish. Yeah. Very Little Mermaid-esque.
Yes.
And when I picked this up, I was just like, is this the dingle hopper? You know, it's just like with the fork.
Yeah. And so I just want to continue to market the product and continue to put it on social media. We have our website, which is www.thekitchenco.com, and we sell through our website where you can purchase it online, and then you can pick up in store, or you can come in store and you can see the products that I have available. We do have it also available for wholesale. So if restaurants, bars would like to go ahead and place an order for our items, you're able to do that.
Awesome. Well, Lavon, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Line, and I'm sure we have lots more beautiful kitchenware to look forward to.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, so next time you reach for that spatula or that knife, remember, the right tool doesn't just make the job easier, it makes the journey a whole lot more enjoyable. Lavon, once again, thank you so much for inspiring us all and bringing some beauty to our kitchen sets.
Thank you.
Well, the 5th annual Bahamas Gospel Music Awards is almost here. Next up, we chat with the brainchild behind it all. Stay with us.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Diet-friendly special.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
5 years, one event has consistently been lighting up the Bahamian music gospel scene with the power of praise, passion, and purpose. The Bahamas Gospel Music Awards is more than just a ceremony. It's a celebration of faith, talent, and the unshakable spirit of a nation rooted in good old gospel music. Welcome to the show, BGMA founder and CEO, Travis Edgecombe. Thanks so much for being on What's Trending.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So we celebrate a milestone year with the BGMA this year, 5 years.
Yes.
Before we get into the goodies of what you got planned for us this year, take us back to the roots. Where did this come from and why did you start it?
Well, in 2020, I spoke to Vincent McDonald, and both of us, we worked together with the Elevation Awards. And I told him, I said, you know, the gospel music industry is a little bit of a drought. So I think we need to do something to boost that. And it's not that the people in the industry do what they do for accolades, because it's more than just for that. But we wanted to do something to celebrate them and for them to continue doing music, for them to continue producing and songwriting. So we decided to start the BGMAs in 2020, and this is now 5 years
Year
later.
5.
Yeah.
Like a little baby.
Yes.
So you talk about the gospel music scene, you know, being in a drought for a period of time, but I've seen and I've known of personally known of gospel artists who win awards regionally, they win awards locally, and now they have an opportunity, internationally, and now they have an opportunity to be recognized locally. What's that doing for gospel music artists today?
I think the award show is something that's just for us. They don't have to share it with anybody else. It's Bahamian. It's for the Bahamian producers, music video producers, songwriters, gospel artists. So this is something special for them to embrace. And I have seen the level of talent. Some new artists have emerged since the launch of the award show. We've seen the quality of the music and the quality of the graphics and quality of the production of the music from our artists increase tremendously over the years.
And so heading now into year 5 and your 5th award ceremony, what can we expect from the show? Who can we look forward to? What are some of the artists? Who are some of the nominees? Give us all the good news.
Well, our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient is Inspiration 107 right here at ZNS. And I am pleased to give them this award because they have been on the airwaves for a very long time. So we are happy that they are going to receive that award. And then also E-Man.
Another ZNS.
Another ZNS. He's one of the top nominees for this year, and he is the most awarded BGMA award winner.
Wow.
In the history of the
How many
award show.
nominees?
We have in total 57 nominees, and we have 21 categories.
Wow, so a full night.
A full night.
And performances, I'd imagine?
And performances. We have Iman as well as going to perform. We have Edison Sumner and Voices of Praise that's going to perform. We have Bernadette Turnquest. We also have a special tribute to Inspiration 107. So we'll have Therese Davis. We also will have Davian Chase. We'll also have Eunice Roll, Antonio J. Thompson, Stephen C. Ford Jr., and many, many more. So you will have to get your tickets to see what we have planned for June 1st.
And speaking of tickets, I saw your post on Facebook last night where you were like, the first 100 tickets gone.
It's already gone. We launched the tickets on Monday, and 100 tickets are already sold.
Wow.
So Bahamians are not playing this year. They're making sure that they secure their tickets. And if you are not able to retrieve a ticket, if it's sold out, you still can come to the door and pay, and it's still the same price.
Okay.
So
and what's the price?
$30.
$30.
$30 at the
Right.
Bahamas Convention Center.
So back to the music. Bahamians, like I said in my intro, we love some good old gospel music, right?
Yes.
So I was married into Church of God of Prophecy about 6 years ago, right? And the music is always something that I look forward to every Sunday morning. What do you think Bahamian style gospel music is doing for the country? I mean, I've heard some songs. I know my personal friend Kenya Ferguson. I know you know her.
Yes.
She, every time she puts out a new song, I just fall in love with it because it kind of does something for the soul. But what do you think our Bahamian interpretation of gospel music is just doing for us
in the country?
I think the gospel artists, they live what they sing. They experience what they sing, and they believe what they sing. So each artist has something unique to bring to the table. For example, our nominee, Akeem Gardner, he is in that reggae vein, and you can feel the vibes with his music when he plays. Same thing with someone named Melissa Niobe Mackey. She is a worshiper, so you will experience that praise and worship sound. And that speaks to the various categories that we have, and we named 7 of the categories after gospel artists that have passed on. For example, Shaniqua Hannah Thurston, LaVard Manifest Parks, J-Fed Lyrically Blessed, Ferguson. So we honor those who have come before us and gone on as well.
So give us the details. So it's June 1st at Bahamas.
Yes.
You give them the details.
Sunday, June 1st at Bahamas. It starts at 7 p.m. and tickets are available at Tireflex Star Motors Wolf Road for $30.
Or as you said, they can get them at the door if they don't get them beforehand.
And you can come at the door if you can't get it beforehand.
Awesome. Well, Travis, congratulations. 5 years is no small feat.
Thank you.
So all the best to you in this year's award ceremony and award ceremonies moving forward.
Thank you.
Big thank you for Travis for joining us here on What's Trending. Well, coming up next, thinking about picking up a new hobby? Today's the perfect day to find your sound. Stay tuned for this next story.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all 3. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
Well, welcome back and listen up, because today might just be music to your ears. It's Buy a Musical Instrument Day, a celebration of all things strummable, tappable, blowable, and yes, even bang on the tableable. Whether you're dreaming of being the next Bahamian music sensation, joining your local church band, or just learning to play a few chords for your living room, today's the perfect excuse to finally pick up that instrument you've been eyeing. Krishan? Studies show that learning a musical instrument boosts memory, improves coordination, and even helps reduce stress. So it's not just fun, but it's also good for you. Who knew that drum set or even those cymbals could double as therapy? So go ahead, buy the guitar, blow your horn, and even shake your cowbells. Your musical journey awaits. Let's give it up to our in-house guitarist, Gershon. Thank you so much for being here on What's Trending and delighting us with your beautiful music. Happy Buy a Musical Instrument Day. And remember, it's never too late to make a little joyful noise. Stay tuned today. We're stepping into something a little fabulous. The seductive, stylish world of Jimmy Choo fragrances. You don't want to miss it.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a $1 wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and $1 as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to $1 wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Hey, Dizzy. Hey, honey. You got nothing for me yet? Can I tell you why I get no money? At least not yet. I get my money. Managers. Oh, and I done upload it.
Hello, Miss Daisy. Your check is ready.
Thanks. I got it. I come for that little thing. You got it?
Money managers, responsible lenders for responsible people.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Welcome back to What's Trending. In today's sensual notes, we splash into the sweet world of Jimmy Choo. surrounds every room she walks into. There's Jimmy Choo, I Want You. Bold, sparkling, and undeniably glamorous. And for the man who leaves a trail of intrigue wherever he goes, it's Jimmy Choo, Man Intense. Ready to find your signature scent or maybe your next obsession? Let's take a deeper sniff. I mean, look into the Perfume Bar's scent. Welcome, Rodney Johnson.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So we have these two amazing scents in front of us, both from Jimmy Choo. Let's start with the female one, right? So we have this Jimmy Choo, I Want You.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the notes. What are we going to smell?
Okay, so it's a sweet, floral, fruity scent. It also has vanilla in it as well. The peach note is very potent and great for projection.
When you say projection, that means like when you walk into a room, everyone's gonna know you've arrived.
Right.
And is this a perfect scent for the summertime? Because I can smell it's very light. Like you say, a lot of citrus notes in there. Is this perfect for summer?
Yes, perfect.
All right, so we talk about it being perfect for summer and some of the female feminine notes that we have in there, right? What about, now when I wear my lotion, I feel like my lotion sometimes change the scent of my perfume. Is that so?
Yes, it does.
How?
Okay, so like when you, you wanna like, when you come out the shower, you wanna layer your lotion and you wanna put your fragrance on top of your lotion so it give it like that little boost.
Okay, all right. So this will be for the perfect, perfect date night, girls' night outs. Is this good for daytime and nighttime? Because I find that some perfumes, some of my perfumes, some work best for the nighttime, some work best for the daytime. Is this like versatile?
So yes, it is. And like I said, like it's fruity, it's floral, you know.
So give me a little whiff of that. So can you just spray it here for me?
Sure.
And I know Jimmy Choo is a big brand in terms of fragrances. Is this one of the most popular scents you have from the brand?
Yes, it is.
All right, so she's right. Very citrusy, very light. You get that hint of vanilla right at the bottom. Not too strong, but still very, like you said, it has a projection to it. So, of course, when you walk into a room, someone knows you. Do you wear this? Is this your...
Yes, I do. That's one of my favorites.
This is one of your favorite scents, and you're being shy about it? So what makes it your favorite scent, then?
Because I like the peach in it.
Yes, I can smell the peach.
And it also has mandarin orange in it.
Awesome. All right. So... Lady is wearing, so let's give them a date night out, right? So they're headed to dinner. Lady got on her Jimmy Choo, I Want You. And what is the guy wearing?
Jimmy Choo, Man Intense.
Jimmy Choo, Man. Now, why is he wearing this one? What makes this one his go-to?
Very seductive. It's a nice, sexy, elegant fragrance for a meal.
It smells like leather almost. Am I getting leather in there?
You're getting like a little bit of black pepper.
Black pepper.
It has a little spice to it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So why would a man want to come and get Jimmy Choo, Man Intense?
Well, it isn't too loud. It isn't heavy, so it's the perfect scent.
And for men, though, I feel like a lot of their scents are almost the same all the time, but this one is really different. It has, like you say, a little bit of that
black pepper.
Yes, I didn't even know that black pepper was a thing that has a scent in perfumes. A little spice to it. So if a man wants to come in and he says, you know what, taking my girl out on a night out, you would recommend something like this?
Jimmy Choo, Man Intense.
And is this one of your most popular scents in the store?
Yes, it's one of those.
All right, now I know sniffing it like this, for me, it like gives it one scent, but now I want to smell it on this. So give me a little whiff of that. And give me again some of the notes in this one. I know you said black pepper. What else do we got?
That would be the middle note.
The middle note.
So the top note will be lavender and melon.
So the top note, is that the one that we smell first?
Yes.
Or, okay. So when you first spray it, you're going to smell
that melon lavender.
And then the middle note is the black pepper. And what do we have underneath?
We have patchouli and tonka bean.
Okay. And so these two together, the perfect match, you think?
Yes, his and hers.
Okay, his and hers. So, Rodney, tell us a little bit about where we can find these and where you're located.
Okay, so you guys can find it at the Perfume Bar, Palmdale. We're located across the street from Modernistic. You can't miss it. We open 9 to 5 from Monday to Saturday.
All right, now she smells really good, and there's nothing like a good smelling man. Yeah. And this one is really nice as well. So whether you're gifting, flirting, or just treating yourself, remember the right scent doesn't just complete your look, it announces your arrival. If you're interested in making a purchase, be sure to visit any of the Perfume Bar's locations near you. Godney, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Diet-friendly special.
For us at the Myers Group of restaurants, we found that we have a pretty large portion of our employment pool that had difficulty getting bank accounts.
The issue we had previously was just getting cash, getting funds on the island. And with only one working ATM, the idea of the sand dollar just in being digital, and everybody has a smartphone nowadays, it actually worked into our favor.
The sand dollar was like a godsend because it allowed us to add it to our payroll system, which means we're able to send their money to the sand dollar wallet.
It's still a bank transfer because you get an account number. So from the employer side of things, all I have to do is send your funds just as usual.
It opens up our pool for us to be able to hire some of the people that we couldn't hire before because they were unable to open bank accounts. This has been a really good solution.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rent-A-Kill Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rent-A-Kill Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rent-A-Kill Initial.
And that's how we wrap up another trending week. Thanks for watching What's Trending. Remember, the conversation never stops. Catch up with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Share your thoughts and let us know what you think should be trending next. So we're taking a short break, but don't worry, we'll be back on Monday, June 2nd with a whole lot of excitement, jaw-dropping stories, and some surprises that'll leave you wanting more. Until then, stay safe, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you Monday, June 2nd.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. Is the tension between the government and the Port Authority beginning to ease? Key stakeholders from both entities weigh in. It's been 1 week since the Grand Lucayan signing, but calls for more details continue. Tonight, hear what the Prime Minister has to say about it.
Why just stand back and criticize? But for years, nothing has happened.
And a list of F&M candidates is making the rounds on social media, but is it authentic? The party's chairman sets the record straight.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Thanks so much for tuning in. Government-port relations have been tense for months, especially after the government issued a $357 million invoice to the Grand Bahama Port Authority for work it claims is owed. While the matter is now in arbitration and things have remained relatively quiet, that silence is shifting. Tonight, key stakeholders weigh in on the current state of the relationship. As Cleopatra Murphy reports, both sides now appear to be taking a more measured approach following public concerns.
Calmer heads seem to be prevailing between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority, despite a dispute over some $357 million government says it is owed for works carried out in Freeport, the work that they say is the responsibility of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
I think both the government and the Port Authority, we realize that we need to work together in order to move Freeport forward. Freeport has Grand Bahama has a lot of potential, and so we are working together on various fronts to ensure that nothing is lost despite the noise in the marketplace.
It's a sentiment held by Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie.
As far as I'm concerned, there's always been a great relationship when it comes to collaboration. The government of the Bahamas and the Grand Bahama Port Authority has to work together collaboratively in order to make things happen for Grand Bahama Island. And we work well with the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce. So again, it's about ensuring that we're doing the things that allows Grand Bahama to be able to develop, to grow, to ensure that the people are impacted in a positive way, to ensure that businesses are able to thrive.
The tide seemed to have turned last Thursday as Roll sang the Prime Minister's praises during the signing of the heads of agreement for the sale of the Grand Lucayan. As for the back and forth between government and the Port Authority, despite the matter still being under arbitration, Roll believes the worst is over.
I think we all are adults and mature enough to understand that together we can do so much more.
We will continue to work together to ensure that Grand Bahama and its people are able to benefit from what's happening on Grand Bahama Island.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And while things may be easing on that front, another issue remains a political hot button. The heated exchange between the Prime Minister and the opposition leader continues over the transparency, leadership, and future of the Grand Lucayan Resort just days after its televised signing. Devontae Hanna tells us more in this report.
1 week after the agreement was sealed and Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis and opposition leader Michael Pintard continue to trade jabs over the Grand Lucayan deal.
We need to know, was the hotel sold?
We have a project, we have an arrangement and a deal, wait and see.
Pintard demanded clarity, pressing the government on whether the developers, Miami-based Concord Wilshire, has deposited funds for the sale of the three-phase project, while openly accusing the Prime Minister of sidelining the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism on the nearly billion-dollar deal.
The Prime Minister, for whatever reason, did not have confidence that the Deputy Prime Minister would be able to deliver on this, and hence he and others worked on the arrangement, which he refuses now to give us the details on.
Dismissing the criticism, the Prime Minister instead called for leaders to rally behind the deal, saying the time for political division is over.
Instead of us coming together to ensure that this project is successful, why just stand back and criticize? But for years, nothing has happened. Something is about to happen. I'm about trying to ensure that this project succeeds and that the Bahamian people, and particularly the Grand Bahamian people, benefit from it.
Pintard, one of two Grand Bahama F&M MPs, also came under fire for skipping the May 15th signing ceremony, a slight he brushed off by again shifting the focus to transparency.
If they can show us that they have sold the hotel and they need our input, we stand with them for the revitalization of Grand Bahama, and that is the central issue. He knows the details. Unfortunately, he's not prepared to be candid about the details.
Officials say work on the $827 million redevelopment is expected to begin within the next 30 to 60 days, promising at least 3,000 jobs for Bahamians during the construction and operating phases. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Still on the political beat, there's a new list of FNM candidates making the rounds on social media. Has the Free National Movement finalized its slate of candidates for the next general election? A list circulating online suggests so, but party chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands is setting the record straight. Cleopatra Murphy has the details.
Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands is emphatically denying the authenticity of a list circulating on social media, purportedly of a slate of candidates the FNM intends to run in the 2026 general elections.
Not a shred of truth. It is fake news. So somebody is obviously having a lot of fun with the public. And, sadly, the public eats this kind of stuff up. I can assure you that when we are ready to reveal the candidates that we believe are fit and proper persons to carry the franchise of the Free National Movement, that we will announce it formally. It's not going to be on a piece of paper that's circulating on the internet.
That declaration comes as the FNM was slated to ratify its first 20 candidates for the 2026 general elections by May 1st. But 3 weeks later, Sands says they are still working on it, but that list is coming.
It's imminent, as you know, in the process of rolling out candidates, vetting people. This is a voluntary process, right? Vetting committees, candidates committees have been working tirelessly to get the process done, and very, very shortly we will name the candidates.
Who won't be on that list, according to the party leader Michael Pintard, is former Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Culinary, the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, who Pintard previously revealed he will not offer a nomination to under the party's banner. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama Iram Lewis will also not be there after jumping ship and joining the Coalition of Independents, but Sands is unfazed.
We're going to get it right, and when we do announce, I think people will find that we have young people, experienced people, women, business people, people representative of the Bahamian society, including people from the orange economy.
There has been speculation as to who will be the party's standard bearer in Central Grand Bahama. Amid speculation, Michael Pintard could also pursue another seat outside of his current Marco City one. But Sands remained tight-lipped, sharing only that they know who will run in some of those Grand Bahama seats, and Bahamians should stay tuned. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
In news tonight from Bimini, we have an update on Phase 2 of Bimini's Rockwell Island project from the area's Member of Parliament Kingsley Smith following growing public concern over recent excavation activity, specifically a tractor seen digging along the shoreline. In this report, we're told the development is now under close monitoring by both government officials and environmental consultants. Excavation work tied to Phase 2 of the Rockwell Island development is now under the close watch of the central government and environmental consultants as investigations into the project continue. Public concern was sparked after a video surfaced showing a tractor digging into the sea and sand along the Bimini shoreline. Raphael Reyes, president of RAV Bahamas, confirmed the project had received government approval but admitted a violation did occur.
We're approved to do the work on the shoreline, but in this case, the operator removed the excess sand material during a higher tide, which created a violation.
Kingsley Smith, Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, speaking on the matter, confirms that he is meeting with the developers as well as representatives from the Bahamas Investment Authority and the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection.
And they have assured me that the requisite permitting approvals and reporting mechanisms are in place. I am presently coordinating a meeting of all stakeholders to ensure that all parties are on the same page and that the people of Bimini, to whom I am accountable, are protected at all times.
Smith adds that he will continue to monitor the project closely and keep his constituents informed throughout the entire process.
Biminites are passionate about their environment and about their island. And so we will continue to closely monitor and work on behalf of the people.
In other news, police are continuing their investigation into the death of a 26-year-old man who police say died at the Rand Memorial Hospital Wednesday. Police say initial reports revealed that shortly after 8:00 p.m. Saturday, the man presented himself at the Rand after sustaining injuries to the abdomen, was treated and discharged. Police say EMS again brought him to the hospital after 7:00 p.m. Tuesday, suffering complications from those injuries that required surgery. But the man succumbed. Chief Superintendent of Police Darrell Ware gave an update on the investigation, responding to it if it could become a homicide investigation.
That matter is still currently under investigation as we speak. I was in charge of CDU, Superintendent Nick Johnson, who fall under the direction of Mr. Hart. They're currently investigating it, but as soon as we have any additional information, that will be forthcoming to the media. I cannot say at this time. It's still early in the investigation. It's being treated as a suspicious death at this time.
And still to come.
We hear from the young woman preparing to represent Grand Bahama at the Miss Universe Pageant 2025. That story, plus sports and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Sunbelt Rental of the Bahamas is seeking a skilled diesel technician with expertise in diagnosing, repairing, and overhauling diesel engine. Interested persons can bring resume to the Ministry of Grand Bahama, Customer Service Department in the Harold de Gregory Building, or email bahamas@sunbeltrentals.com.
Don't miss the first annual Home and Hardware Expo, Saturday, June 7th at Pelican Bay from 2 to 6 p.m. Enjoy free exhibits, giveaways, and expert demos, plus an $150 short-term rental session at 3. Call 352-6126 for more details. They're back. The night before, a play by S.L. Shepard at the Regency Theater, May 30th and 31st. Lies, betrayal, and deception. It's all in the family.
The Motor Vehicle Training School will be in Freeport, Grand Bahama, conducting CDL certifications from May 23rd to the 25th. All commercial drivers of tour, coaster, school, and charter buses, food and landscape trailers, wreckers, those towing boats, trailer heads, other commercial vehicles are required by law to have a commercial driver's license. Contact us for registration information at 829-1931, 601-0629, or email us at info@mvts-bs.com.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Former Miss Teenager Bahamas Universe 2017 Malik Bowe is returning to the spotlight, this time as a contender for the coveted Miss Universe Bahamas crown. Bowe, who captured her first national title in 2017 during her debut pageant, admits the journey hasn't always been easy.
One of the main struggles for me, I had really bad social anxiety. And essentially, I think jumping into pageantry was a way for me to kind of work on that. I knew that there was a transformative power behind entering pageants. So I always encourage girls to join a pageant to see what comes out of it. That was one thing. And then also being authentic. I found that I used to essentially play a role of what I thought a queen should be. But I learned that just being your truest self, being the best version of yourself, and just showing up that way is what makes you a queen.
Though a journey of self-discovery and personal growth, Bo hopes to empower with purpose, using her platform to uplift and inspire.
I like to tell people that I didn't really choose this platform. It's one that chose me. I make content and I'm also a model, and I used to use that as a creative outlet to be able to share my experiences, all of the different things that I learned, and that sort of opened the door for me to be able to teach and mentor and lead young girls, because I had a lot of them come to me with questions, and it just grew into something so much more. And to me, working with young girls to build their confidence, but also provide them the tools, the resources, everything needed so that they can be able to pursue their dreams.
For 10 years, the Cat Island Development Association of Grand Bahama has hosted its Senior Spelling Bee, and the seniors excitedly show up each year to flex their spelling prowess. This excitement has grown from strength to strength over the years, and this year was no different, as the elders showed they've still got it. Shane Stubbs was there and filed this report.
After 11 intense rounds, only one speller could emerge victorious of the 10th annual Senior Spelling Bee. And in a fitting twist for the competition's anniversary, history was made. That was the winning word Ira Herbert Swaby Jr. confidently spelled out, etching him as the first male to win the Senior Spelling Bee in the competition's decade-long existence. Shares of jubilation echoing throughout the Freeport Bible Church sanctuary following the huge announcement. As a consistent reader and puzzle solver, Swaby Jr. says he was fully prepared for any word thrown at him.
I took my time. Good teachers, good church. I'm representing the Cathedral of Christ the King and Mary Stars of Sea, both churches.
Serendipitously was the word that tripped up second place winner Bernadine Toppin, but despite not claiming the top prize she aimed for, the experience was all worth it.
Everything went well. I was happy for the exposure and the experience. Any opportunity to learn, I will take it.
Chairperson Fernell Thurston and Lauren Miller expressing excitement for this year's Spelling Bee and its future success.
We have now 8 men participating. Moving forward, we hope that men would continue to be engaged in activities such as this.
We were able to have them make an impact in the community and show other persons that they're still able to spell.
The committee was also thrilled to honor past winners, including inaugural champion Harriet Baby Johnson and last year's champion Patsy Johnson, who both commended the Cat Island Development Association for keeping the seniors in mind.
Being a person that likes challenges, when I was asked to enter, I said yes right away. I didn't have entered to win, but it was good to win.
We're not tired. We're inspired. We're tired but inspired, and that is us.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
And that's a look at stories making news. Shane, what do you have up in sports?
Well, the 21st Star says basketball showcase was a hit, so you better tell Baby Hawkins get his jump shot together.
I think he's got it already. All right, sports is up next, but first, a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct
quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
This June 15th, get ready for a powerful night of praise and celebration as the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, in partnership with New Life Worship Center, presents a musical concert honoring 10 fathers and celebrating ZNS 89 years of excellence. It's a moment of music, memories, and legacy. More information to follow. Stay tuned.
Get a jump on your health and fitness goals with the Fitness Connections Transformation Challenge. We've already helped hundreds of people get closer to their health and fitness goals and achieve awesome results like you see here. You can scan the QR code to find out more. But let me tell you what all comes with the challenge. One, you get 20% off coupons to the Fitness Connection every 2 weeks. You get coaching calls with us on Zoom. You get accountability, us checking in on you. And you also get the chance to win $1,000 and other prizes if you are the winner. So what do you have to lose? $50, you can have a chance to win $1,000 and get the body of your dreams. So scan the code now, sign up. We're here to help you.
In the southern stretch of the Bahamas, where the ocean shifts from turquoise to deep sapphire, lies a place called Exuma. A place as rich in history as it is in natural beauty. More than just a paradise, it's a community woven together by salt, sun, and stories.
Here in the heart of Exuma, the sails were up and the spirit was high for the 69th edition of the National Family Island Regatta. Thousands journeyed here not just to witness the battle on the water, but to experience the culture.
Exuma offers more than just breathtaking views. During Regatta Week, we experienced the soul of the island, a celebration of heritage, resilience, and community.
Join us on Friday, May 23rd at 8:30 p.m. for breathtaking highlights from the National Family Island Regatta. It's where the wind takes us, only on the ZNS Network.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. The 21st Darryl Sayers Basketball Showcase was a huge success, leaving coaches pleased with what they saw from all 70 players. Here's Coach Darryl Sayers on how things shaped up.
I think it's one of the first times in our history, I got to think back in my memory banks clearly, that we've actually had 4 kids, maybe 5 if I remember correctly, that got actually university offers from New Mexico Highlands, which is a Division II school. So they haven't finished high school yet, and the coach recognized he wants to make sure on record that he's the first person to offer them scholarships and continue to watch them. The Bahamas has been known to have guys who could pass, run and jump, but now you're seeing the basic fundamentals, which is pass, dribble, and shoot. You're seeing that more incorporated with the young kids, which means it's a testament to the coaches around and the skill development. We still need a lot more work, but I'm seeing more of the basic fundamentals being, utilized in our showcase now more than in the past.
From the basketball court to the soccer pitch, high school soccer continuing with a tightly played match between the LIS Buccaneers and the BMES Warriors. The contest ended in a 0-0 draw, but the coaches addressed what needs to be worked on moving forward.
Just a little bit more communication on the field, understanding our positions, maybe a couple more practices if we can, leading up to the games.
It's a pretty young team, so I could understand. Some haven't played soccer before, so I'm just training because I have a soccer program. So we're training, we're getting better, and they are going to get better. But I see things like persons getting into position, persons being aggressive, and I love that. We just need to work on finishing and understanding our basic positions.
And lastly, over on the diamond, high school baseball continuing to heat up. In junior boys action, the Jack Haywood Stars grounded the 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays with a 14-0 shutout victory. On the senior boys side, the Tabernacle Falcons outlasted the Jack Haywood Wildcats in a very close ball game. The final score was 6-5. And the St. George's Jaguars continue to roll. They pick up a 9-2 win over the 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays. And that's your check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Shane Stubbs. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
This time I'm on a one-way.
Welcome to the Wellness Oasis. We are located in Lucayan Medical Center, where we specialize in alternative medicine. At the Wellness Oasis, I support clients to take charge of their current health and health span through personalized nutrition programs, fitness coaching, and other collaborative wellness modalities. So whether you're looking for nutritional guidance, a structured 12-week fitness program, a nutrition program, or just a great place to exercise, we've got you covered. Visit us at Lucayan Medical Center on East Sunrise Highway or call 373-7401 or WhatsApp 826-7401.
And I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next. Here's a live look at them now.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, what the Prime Minister makes of all the chit-chat over an early election. Also, a case of deja vu for the police commissioner who launches an investigation into one of her own. And a gift of a lifetime awaits visually impaired Bahamians. Find out who's the benefactor. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The clash continues. The Prime Minister and the opposition leader getting into another round of heated exchange over the transparency, leadership, and future of the Grand Lucayan Resort, just days after its televised signing and commitment to get the job done. Devontae Hanna tells us more in tonight's top story.
1 week after the agreement was sealed and Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis and opposition leader Michael Pintard continue to trade jabs over the Grand Lucayan deal.
We need to know, was the hotel sold?
We have a project, we have an arrangement and a deal, wait and see.
Pintard demanded clarity, pressing the government on whether the developers, Miami-based Concord Wilshire, has deposited funds for the sale of the three-phase project, while openly accusing the Prime Minister of sidelining the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism on the nearly billion-dollar deal.
The Prime Minister, for whatever reason, did not have confidence that the Deputy Prime Minister would be able to deliver on this, and hence he and others worked on the arrangement, which he refuses now to give us the details on.
Dismissing the criticism, the Prime Minister instead called for leaders to rally behind the deal, saying the time for political division is over.
Instead of us coming together to ensure that this project is successful, why just stand back and criticize? For years, nothing has happened. Something is about to happen. I'm about trying to ensure that this project succeeds and that the Bahamian people, and particularly the Grand Bahamian people, benefit from it.
Pintard, one of two Grand Bahama FNM MPs, also came under fire for skipping the May 15th signing ceremony, a slight he brushed off by again shifting the focus to transparency.
If they can show us that they have sold the hotel and they need our input, we stand with them for the revitalization of Grand Bahama, and that is the central issue. He knows the details. Unfortunately, he's not prepared to be candid about the details.
Officials say work on the $827 million redevelopment is expected to begin within the next 30 to 60 days, promising at least 3,000 jobs for Bahamians during the construction and operating phases. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Well, the Prime Minister also today sought to put to rest growing speculation of an early general election, making it clear that Bahamians will not be heading to the polls anytime soon. As for what that soon looks like, the Prime Minister would only say this.
I'm hearing the talk myself. I'm hearing the talk of early election. But we have a lot of work to do, and we are executing our work. And I have still a number of things to get started before I call the election. And once they get started and on the way, then you can say election is imminent, but it's not imminent now.
So you know when the time is?
No, that's in my, when the election we call is here in my heart.
Meantime, another exchange between the two-party leaders, this time not over policy, but profession. There's a war of words centering on what's being seen by some as a direct hit to everyday Bahamians, including those in the orange economy. Devontae Hanna again on the story.
What began as a political shot from the Prime Minister has mushroomed into a broader conversation about dignity in work for opposition leader Michael Pintard. And it all began during an event on Sunday when the Prime Minister took aim at the FNM leader, questioning if he ever held a real job, going further to suggest that if not, he's unqualified to lead the country.
I asked what was his job. I didn't know. I still don't know, but I now understand he's saying that he was a creative. Well, fine, that's a job. I thought I was helping him because I think the Bahamian people like to know what he does or has been doing. I think that's a fair question. So I asked it for them, and he just needed an answer. He didn't need to make it an issue.
Pintard quickly took to social media condemning the Prime Minister's remarks as not only disrespectful to the orange economy, but everyday hardworking Bahamians.
As a student, I worked at McDonald's. I respect all fast food workers. I worked as security at Britannia. I respect security. All of the ordinary Bahamians who've put politicians on their shoulder and delivered them, whether it's to the Senate or to the lower house, we ought to respect them.
But Prime Minister Davis denied any disrespect, adding that his comments were aimed at Pintard's leadership credentials, not at those in creative fields.
If you look at my blueprint for change, I've said that I will be, one of the things I'm going to be developing is the orange economy. And we're well on the way of doing that. And I have done more for the orange economy than I think he did when he was Minister of Culture.
Pintard, however, used the opportunity to warn the Prime Minister that the next generation is watching.
And never give them the impression that based on the kinds of vocations that you have had, that you cannot dream of ascending to the highest political office. And so for every landscaper, another job I did, you have an opportunity and you are no less qualified.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Coming up, a former senator lies in state. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. That and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC is finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Why did we decide to put together our country's first nationwide comprehensive energy reforms? We knew that there were no easy answers. BPL was more than $500 million in debt when we came in, operating a failed electricity grid with key components on the verge of collapse. A grid incapable of transmitting solar energy. Changing all of this is a huge project, one that is finally underway. The sky-high bills, the chronic power outages, they've hurt Bahamian families and Bahamian businesses. We are going to leave all of that in the past. We are taking it all on, and transforming energy is going to transform our economy. Go online now to learn more.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
It's brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot there of sloops in Montague Bay. Quite an idyllic sight, if I do say so myself. That shot courtesy of drone pilot Neville Smith. Welcome back. The Commissioner of Police launching an investigation into several voice notes circulating social media. The viral voice notes appear to implicate one or more officers in a covert operation in the area of the airport. Now, the men speaking of stashing suspected contraband in bushes, having a government-issued service weapon, and using it if necessary. The police force's press release on the matter states that the officer implicated has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of an investigation. Well, it's been just over a month now since AML Solomon's and Cost-Right Old Trail stores were destroyed by fire. And while initially discouraged by the huge setback, AML's Chief Executive Officer Gavin Washorn says they're determined to and will rise from the ashes.
We have got our permits to start demolition. We just got them this week, and we expect that we'll start demolitions on our side of the property maybe as early as next week. We'll start working to clear it down and get ready to rebuild it again, bigger and better.
U.S. President Donald Trump today revoked Harvard University's program enrolling international students. According to the Homeland Secretary, the department has ordered the termination of the Ivy League school student and exchange visitor program, citing alleged anti-Semitism, fostering violence, and coordination with the Chinese Communist Party. The move affects thousands of students enrolled who are now forced to transfer to other schools or lose their legal status. Now, there are a few Bahamians enrolled at Harvard, with at least one other expected to enroll this fall. This is a developing story that our news team will continue to follow. And speaking of China, the gift of sight to be given to a number of Bahamians, and funding the eye surgeries, the People's Republic of China, whose ambassador to the Bahamas says a group of Chinese surgeons are already preparing to visit the Bahamas.
So later this year, a team of doctors from Hunan province, from one of China's top hospitals, will come to Nassau and will stay in Princess Margaret Hospital. Will stay there for about a month and to perform 200 to 300 eye surgery, so cataract surgeries. So I very much look forward to the embassy doing this utmost to help Bahamian people, regain their sight and step out of the darkness.
As for China's people-to-people program in the Bahamas, the ambassador says it's growing, with more Bahamians scheduled to take advantage of training programs in China this year.
In 2024, last year alone, according to our incomplete statistics, around 50 Bahamian people, actually visited China, funded by my embassy, and this year, now it's towards the end of May, and since the beginning of this year, already 20 Bahamian have already traveled to China with the financial support of my embassy for various training programs, and in mid-June. In the coming, 1 month, mid-June, over 20 Bahamian officials will go to China for a bilateral agricultural training program.
Still talking numbers, that $183 million road improvement project for Grand Bahama that recently sparked loads of attention has been shelved, at least for now. The venture reportedly involved a Bahamas striping group of companies transforming roads throughout West Grand Bahama. Speaking out on the issue for the first time, Bahamas Striping Executive Chairman Dominic Stirrup revealed last evening that his company partnered with the Inter-American Development Bank to fund the project, and that they're the first private Bahamian company to do so.
When we speak about international money, people are saying, oh, you guys go to the bank, you get the money. No, it's tons and tons and tons and hours of paperwork back and forth with lawyers and accountants and due diligence. But the fact that we got that far with IDB, we was very excited, we're very proud. Yeah. We're very proud to be at least now we can say, no, we was almost there. But hopefully it happens. Almost. But it's still not, it's not being close. It's just pause at this time.
There's still the question of what's next. Well, executives say they're awaiting recommendations from their advisors to announce a financial move sometime this year that could impact the lives of many Bahamians.
We're leaning towards a public placement. We know some of our advisors more leaning towards a private placement. So we just gotta, that's why you have advisors. And we gotta see what the report says. But definitely myself and Atario want the average Bahamian to invest in, to have the opportunity to invest in our company.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
Measles is on the rise around the world, and the Bahamas is at risk,
which makes us very vulnerable as a nation for the possible outbreak of measles cases.
Every Saturday in May from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Ministry of Health and Wellness will host MMR immunization visits in South Beach, Coconut Grove, Fox Hill, and Elizabeth Estates. Clinics in these areas will remain open until 8 p.m. twice per week. Get your child immunized now.
Are you straight?
Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
One final visit to the upper chamber for Rodney Moncur, whose body was lying in state in the foyer of the Senate today ahead of his state-recognized funeral at St. Francis Xavier Cathedral on Friday. The former senator, activist, and radio personality died May 1st at the age of 68. Moncur served as president of the Bahamas Construction Union and public relations officer for the Bahamas Taxicab Union. In 2016, he was sworn in as a senator. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis shares his memory of the charismatic figure.
Every time I think of his life, I think of the statement by that famous black American congressman, John Lewis, who urges all of us to fight injustices. And to do so, sometimes you have to get in trouble. But then that's good trouble. So Rodney got in trouble a lot of times, but it was always good trouble.
was always rooted in some cause that you could point to. That he was, he thought that children were not being treated properly in school, or the surroundings which were being taught was not good, and he'll be there with that voice leading it and standing up to truth, to power, to ensure that the truth is exposed and the issues addressed.
Moncur, also known as leader of the Women Dem, was a passionate social activist that got his national acclaim on the airwaves with his sometimes controversial views and distinctive style. Opposition leader Michael Pintard agreed with the Prime Minister that Moncur spoke truth to power.
He has been consistent over the years as an activist, and he did it his way. Nobody dictated how he did his politics. And he was very shrewd. He had the ability to be associated with an organization because that gave him strength when he criticized the organization, but he's been in pretty much all of them. And nevertheless, Bahamians learned to fall in love with Rodney no matter which organization he was a part of. He is a cultural icon in the Bahamas, very colorful in the way he addresses national issue. We will miss his activism and we'll miss his voice.
More upbeat note now. We're going to toss it over to LaDonna and Marlena, who join us live for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Augusta, do you want to audition for CAPUS? Tomorrow is the first day. Well, I think another week. This is another week for audition, so I think you may want to.
You missed the first couple of days, but you still have time. You ready?
I'm gonna dig deep into my creativity pool, and I'm gonna do it.
Oh, all right.
Wow. Okay.
We'll be there. We'll be in the back.
I haven't quite determined what art I'm going after, but
we're gonna wing it. We're gonna wing it.
I am.
Love it.
Stay with us. There's more in a moment.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Do you ever just want more?
But wait, there's Marco's! Introducing the More Marco's menu, packed with your favorites starting at just $6. Like our warm, golden baked cheesy bread, crispy stuffed risotto. How about a hot, fresh, medium one-topping pizza? Subs, calzones, pizza bowls, and more. Starting at just $6. Certain restrictions apply. More variety, more value, more Marco's! Order today at Marco's Pizza, Bahamas.
Come celebrate the Pay Fast, Live Digital campaign. Get ready to learn all about digital payments and embrace the future of finance. Ditch the old and say hello to new, faster, and safer ways to pay. So join us, check in with your personal bank, credit union, or digital wallet provider to learn everything you need to know about going digital. To learn more, visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media. The future of pay is digital.
A digital transformation is underway for public sector employees through the launch of the Cloud Bahamas platform that's intended to streamline employee managing of human resource-related data and general areas of tracking. The system, known as Oracle, provides a secure, user-friendly, and efficient platform accessible to employees. It's a real-time tool in requesting leave, managing personal information, and essentially placing the employee in the driver's seat of the professional journey. Lloyd Allen shares more on how this tool's changing HR management across over 100 public sector departments.
You don't need your staff or persons who work with you telling you that this is what Oracle can do. So we want to tell you all of the features for every employee employed within the public sector
Training consultant Rotalia Williams has worked with a number of users across central government, like those in the Public Hospitals Authority, the Ministry of Tourism, the University of the Bahamas, and vendors, onboarding them to the system with many features, and says this is only just the start.
The goal of the Cloud Bahamas project is to digitalize the public service. For far too long, the public service has been cumbersome with the manual processes. So the move of the Cloud Bahamas project is to bring the government into a more digital, more user-friendly era.
With training executed in a phased approach, Williams recently worked with a number of managers from the health sector, sharing the ins and outs of the Oracle Learning Management System.
The Oracle platform in this specific phase is being utilized for human resources, meaning that all public officers will now, who have been pre-registered onto the platform, can now being able to apply for all leave in the public service in real time. Employees are also now have the benefit to go and view their annual salary online in real time.
Once registered, users have access to dozens of quick videos on how to navigate the system, troubleshooting, and managing vacation days.
Once an employee submits that vacation, it then goes to their line manager who can approve it in real time, okay? When that vacation is approved, and it is deducted in real time.
Using your government email, logging in can happen, and the rest, like they say, is history, especially those with ongoing training or education certifications.
Public officers also have the option to be trained on the Oracle platform as specialists. All of those certifications or any certification that public officers, persons employed by the government might have, they're able to now log on to the Oracle platform and upload all of those certification, degrees, etc.
And again, this program is designed specifically for government employees, and all you have to do is register. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, on Monday, May 26th, ZNS Radio will celebrate its 89th anniversary. And true to its slogan, only the sun covers the Bahamas like ZNS, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas continues to be the national voice and the only radio station that is heard in every island of the Commonwealth, the Turks and Caicos Islands, the Caribbean, the United States, and beyond. In celebration, the corporation will gather on Sunday at Grace Community Church, Palmetto Village off Marathon Road. Later at 7 p.m., ZNS will host a grand gospel concert at Southland Global Cathedral, Soldier Road West. It features the best in gospel music and also ZNS's own E-Man and Matteo Munnings. That does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
We're all in this boat together. It takes a team to do it. It doesn't take one person or 3 people, 5 people. It takes a team of people to pull this thing off.
We have about 72 employees in Freeport, and the rest are in Nassau, Abelcona, Luthra, a total of over 165.
A lot of people are not aware that Sans is brewed here in the Bahamas. It's made, it's produced here in Grand Bahama Island after Dorian, and especially during the pandemic. Every time I saw a bottle of beer, every time I saw Sans product, it represented resilience.
The only thing I can say to the Bahamian people is to support your own.
All of us are in this boat together, our staff, the country, everyone. And we've been through a lot of rough patches, taking on water, bail the water out, and now it's time to be sailing forward. And we need everyone's support to make that happen.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
On Monday, we heard from local sponge exporter Mr. Lyndon Johnson. This week, he's back, and this time he's encouraging Bahamians to become exporters.
First of all, you say foreigners monopolizing the industry. I think they are being weakened now. You know, from the early 1800s and the mid, and all going through the 1900s and even now today, the Greeks in particular have always been in the industry. You have the Ameles and others who have been in the industry. And what is rather interesting is, because they've been in the industry for such a long time, you have people in the harvesters on these different islands, they are extremely loyal to these people because these people was always there.
He adds that if more Bahamians build up their revenue, they can potentially have a heavier competitive presence within the industry.
Once we get to the point financially that we could really say, you know, we have but a couple $1 million in the bank, and we could go on the island and be there always for once they come in with their harvest, we can purchase it. Then we could get much stronger as a people or as local harvesters. But right now in the Bahamas, you have myself, you have a gentleman by the name of Denver Sanders, he's in Mangrove Key. Then you have the Carroll brothers, Lou and Charlie Carroll and Ricky Carroll out of Long Island. They own Long Island Natural Sea Sponge Company. All of us who are Bahamians, we actually are exporters as well.
That said, he says he's pushing to revitalize the industry.
We are trying to get the government to see the wisdom in allowing us to go in islands such as Abaco, Cat Island, and other places to have what we call revitalization of the sponging industry, where we will take harvesters out of Long Island, out of Andros, and through the BNT, make a presentation first, and teach the people about sponging in a sustainable way.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
May is Lupus Awareness Month. Let's all do our part in bringing awareness to light.
And yesterday was Breastfeeding Protection Day. Why is it so important? Well, the story's straight ahead.
Plus, Jimmy's Wines held an awesome event recently. Let's see what that's all about.
And coming up in sports, Sam Haven Soccer Nationals are officially underway.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, Marlena, it's almost Friday again, and I heard we are going to have an awesome Entertainment Friday. I know we both can't wait for that, right?
Yeah, when all goes as planned, I'm quite sure our viewers will be quite surprised.
Indeed, but in the meantime, let's dive right into the news, shall we? It's still Lupus Awareness Month, a time to share stories and educate the public about a disease that often goes unnoticed. West Calix Forbes attended a recent seminar that focused on how young lupus impacts individuals and oral health.
I found out when my hair started to fall out, when I started losing my hair, I noticed that something was wrong. So I went to the doctor, they did further testing that revealed I had lupus.
According to the World Lupus Foundation of America, at least 5 million people worldwide are living with lupus. While lupus is commonly diagnosed in adults between the ages of 15 and 44, Dr. Rose shared a startling fact. The disease can also affect children as young as 8 years old, making early awareness and support all the more critical.
Well, this is Lupus Month, and so we want to highlight that lupus is a disease that can affect anybody. It's not an infectious disease, but it is a chronic disease that unfortunately can be very devastating for many reasons. And for most persons, that includes just loss of your regular ability to do certain things because of chronic symptoms of fatigue or joint pain, loss of your ability to have everyday relationships, and just to do, because of overwhelming sickness. And so I want patients to understand that this is even though the disease can range from mild to devastating, particularly for those persons in which lupus affects, for example, the kidneys, and they might end up on dialysis or need a kidney transplant. Not all cases of lupus are devastating, and that the disease can be treated.
Oral health is another often overlooked impact of lupus. I spoke with Dr. Francis Aubrey, who explained how this disease can also affect the mouth, causing dryness, soreness, gum inflammation, and sensitivity.
There are a number of health impacts orally for patients with lupus. Okay, they can suffer from gum disease. The medications that they're taking, a lot of steroids or immunosuppressive drugs that they're on, they can cause like candidiasis, or basically like thrush in their mouth, okay, like a yeast infection. Okay, so that's a big factor. Also, they can suffer from what we call dry mouth, and that can cause further symptoms for them, such as more susceptibility to dental decay, as well as losing those teeth because of that. A lot of dry mouth, your tongue, and your cheekbones.
Her story is one of thousands right here in the Bahamas, but a story of strength, of daily resilience, and of hope. And while lupus may be invisible to the eye, the fight is very real. That's why awareness is so important.
Those stages of finding out that I had lupus, it was a little depressing and debilitating, but eventually I grew to accept it. Seek help. Don't suffer in silence, okay? Because there's so much more out there. Educate yourself about your disease. Go to the doctor, find out what's wrong. Take control of your health.
This Lupus Awareness Month, the message is clear. With education, compassion, and community, we can help those living with lupus feel seen, supported, and empowered. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Thanks, Wes. Well, speaking of health, yesterday marked Breastfeeding Protection Day, a global and regional call to action urging communities, healthcare systems, and families to protect, promote, and support breastfeeding as a vital part of infant health. But the benefits extend beyond what we think. The new moms also benefit from breastfeeding.
Otitis media for the babies. They have less otitis media ear infections. Babies have less crooked teeth, rotten teeth. Okay, there's a less chance of them getting juvenile diabetes. For mother, she loses weight quickly. Okay, that pre-pregnancy weight that she gained, she will lose that faster because as she breastfeeds the baby, she will lose the weight because that is the baby's milk supply.
Well, we ask ourselves the question, just why is a whole day set aside for breastfeeding protection?
What has happened is they have done some studies, and they have found that over 46% of our babies are only breastfeeding for the first 6 months. Okay? They have also done other studies. They have found that babies and children have high obesity rates. They have found that babies have high malnutrition issues going on. Okay, in many countries, not only here in the Bahamas, but in the Latin Americas and different countries.
And like we just heard, only 43% of infants under 6 months in Latin America and the Caribbean are exclusively breastfed. That's less than half, LaDon.
Definitely so. Well, Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, is pulled out all the stops as it hosted its first ever tasting event, which offered up scores of products ranging from liquor to champagnes to rums, wines, bourbon, and everything else was held at the Sapodilla restaurant and attended by nearly 300 people. Angela Moss is the brand manager for the luxury portfolio at Jimmy's Wines and Spirits.
It's a tasting showcase where we get to showcase all of our products. Tonight we're showcasing and tasting over 170 wines, beers, and spirits. We are actually home to a lot of international beers and international products. We have top portfolios such as Remy Cointreau, which is Remy Martin. We have Pernod Ricard, which are brands like Absolut and Perrier Jouet, and we recently acquired the Constellation Brands portfolio, which is some wines we love, such as Kim Crawford, The Prisoner, Ruffino, just to name a few.
And still to come, Ian Portier, project lead at CAPUS, joins us tonight with an update, so keep it locked.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Hi, I'm Melissa, and I'm a survey enumerator with the Bahamas National Statistical Institute, or BNSI. For the next few months, we will be conducting the Household Expenditure Survey on various islands.
You might be wondering, why is this survey important? Well, it helps us to determine the poverty line and assess how to ensure everyone has access to the basic services they need. This information is used by the government, businesses, researchers, and students to make informed decisions and plan for the future. We know that your time is valuable, which is why we've made the survey as simple and easy as possible. And don't worry, all your information you provide is confidential.
Your participation will help us gather accurate information that will benefit everyone in the Bahamas. Thank you for your cooperation and being a part of shaping the future of the Bahamas.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation? You mean the Ministry of Tourism? No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps develop and grow Bahamian businesses in the tourism industry. You heard what they say, boy? Oh, yeah. Develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do? What does do? Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
This ain't making no sense, man. How people making it out here, Dre?
If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta learn how to budget. First, write down all of your income. Then, list out all of your expenses. And don't forget to save. Stop throwing away money. Put something aside for savings. And get this, government savings bonds can safely grow your money. So start budgeting, save your coins, and invest smart. Financial independence, wait. Financial independence, wait. Learn how to invest in government savings bonds on the Central Bank of the Bahamas website.
Measles is on the rise around the world, and the Bahamas is at risk.
Which makes us very vulnerable as a nation for the possible outbreak of measles cases.
Every Saturday in May from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the Ministry of Health and Wellness will host MMR immunization visits in South Beach, Coconut Grove, Fox Hill, and Elizabeth Estates. Clinics in these areas will remain open until 8 p.m. twice per week. Get your child immunized now.
You're looking at a shot of downtown Nassau, and it's a beautiful sunset there. Our Bahamas is just so beautiful, I feel like it never gets old, and that shot is courtesy of our drone pilot, Neville Smith. Let's leave him flying and take our own trip down to Mangrove Key, Andros. Let's go.
The Honorable Philip Davis dropped an anchor of a tribute at the Mangrove Key Regatta, honoring the late Elon Moxie with the heartfelt words and a lasting gesture. The community center will now carry Moxie's name, ensuring his legacy continues to sail through the heart of Andros.
Is Mangrove Key the home of Elon Moxie? I met Elon in 1974 in Grand Bahama, and I represented him when he was touring with the Roy Hamilton's family group in the United States. I just happened to be the lawyer at that time. And he and I struck a bond then, and we kept that right up until the time of his death. We have lost a giant. And I've already commissioned that the old clinic right next door, which you're looking at, that will be turned over to the community here. And it'll be known as the Elon Moxie Community Center. And we'll have that prepared in due course. That's something I could do for a good friend.
A sweet tribute there. Well, CAPUS, or the Creative and Performing Arts School, is making waves again. And just in case you need a refresher, CAPUS is a public initiative in the Bahamas aimed at nurturing and developing the nation's creative talent. Here to talk about the latest at CAPUS is project lead Ian Poitier. Welcome back to
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me back.
Well, last time you were here with us, we were talking about the announcement of the school, but now we know auditions are ongoing, and I saw a little clip of it earlier today. How are those auditions going?
It's great, really, really good. People are excited and enthusiastic and passionate. Talent shines through. We have so many good people here. So really pleased. We've had I mean, the numbers keep fluctuating. I think people are panicking a bit. But I think we have 153 people who've registered.
Amazing.
Actually, it's more than that. It's about 180 something. Some people have dropped out because they're a bit nervous, I think. Some people keep moving their time.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Go for it. We're really nice. It's not a mean audition.
That's every audition. They want you to be great.
They want you to be great. But also, this is for a school. It's not for a job. So it's not that mean kind of reality TV experience where people are kind of, trying to humiliate you. We want to encourage you and support you. We want to bring out your potential. If you came in perfect and brilliant, there'll be nothing to do. Like, go have your career. But we really want to support people. And what we're looking for is really how to stream you. Should you be in which group, depending on the level of your experience or your ability, what your primary interest is. But we have a lot of people who are actors, perhaps, who feel uncomfortable with the movement and the dance audition. I keep saying, this ain't ballet. It starts with walking and we build up slowly to see what your capacity is. But it's a chance to shine. It's also a chance to meet other like-minded people. People are making friendships, we see people talking to each other and so on. So it's all go.
Amazing. And there are just a couple of audition dates left, right?
That's right. So we start again tomorrow. It's been Friday, Saturday and Sunday last weekend, and we have Friday, Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Everyone's required to do one dance movement slot, which is an hour long with a group, and then they have a solo slot of 10 minutes where they have to sing a song, 2 minutes, and then prepare a monologue, a 2-minute monologue. And we then have a chat with them, give some feedback, maybe play around a bit, see if we can make things a bit different.
Amazing. And so where can people go to find that information just before we wrap things up? Someone might be leaning in saying, this is for me, I want to try.
www.capusbahamas.com. That's C-A-P-A-S Bahamas.com. We also have a Facebook presence, Instagram. Please register, sign up, get on it. We'll try and accept as many as we can, if the space allows. So please come along. We also have people of all ages. The minimum age is 18, and some people have tried to sign up who are younger than that. Unfortunately, we've had to say we're just not going to be licensed for that. But I think the oldest person we've had register is 52. There are several people in their 40s, several people in their 30s, a lot of people in their 20s. But that's what we want. Having that mix, that kind of dynamic of age and experience and interest is what's going to make CAPUS come alive.
Amazing. There you go. It's never too late. Don't write yourself out early. Well, Ian, it was our pleasure again. It's always our pleasure to have you here. We hope to go on this journey with you as you guys keep going. Well, until next time, let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
And day one of the Sam Haven Soccer Nationals officially in the books. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Fuel the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what
we as Bahamians can do.
Welcome to Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. The country's biggest soccer tournament officially underway as the Sam Haven Nationals kicking off at the Roscoe Davies Soccer Field on Wednesday. Eugene Stewart was on the pitch and lets us know who walked away winners after day one.
First matchup for the senior girls featured defending GSSA champions, the C.R. Walker Knights, facing off against the St. Andrews Hurricanes. Making their presence known early, the Knights would go up 3-0 before the start of the second half, giving them the early advantage. After the whistle to begin the second half, the Knights, led by left wing and striker Valtanique Simmons, continued to dominate to take their first victory by a whopping 6-0. BAISS runner-ups, the Queens College Comets, wasted no time against the GSSA runner-ups, the R.M. Bailey Pacers. The Comets quickly pushed for a 3-0 lead to end the first half, and as they ended the second half, the Comets never looked back, taking down the Pacers by a demanding 5-0. In the final matchup of the evening, the defending BAISS Senior Boys champs Windsor School battled it out against the CV Bethel Stingrays. Windsor would take first blood in this one with an early goal in the first 7 minutes. Ensuring their lead, Windsor added another goal to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Both teams showing their defensive side to remain scoreless through the second half, and in the end, it would be Windsor taking this one 3-1. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Eugene Stewart.
And that's one look at your sports on this Thursday. A check on weather when we return.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need, a great value with a variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products, saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
Why did we decide to put together our country's first nationwide comprehensive energy reforms? We knew that there were no easy answers. BPL was more than $500 million in debt when we came in, operating a failed electricity grid with key components on the verge of collapse. A grid incapable of transmitting solar energy. Changing all of this is a huge project, one that is finally underway. The sky-high bills, the chronic power outages, they've hurt Bahamian families and Bahamian businesses. We are going to leave all of that in the past. We are taking it all on, and transforming energy is going to transform our economy. Go online now to learn more.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, that's Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Hey, Desi. Hey, honey. You got no message for me yet? Can I tell you why I get no money?
At least not yet. I go and buy money. Managers. Oh, and say, I done upload it.
Hello, Miss Daisy. Your check is ready.
Thanks. I come for that little thing. You got it?
Money managers, responsible lenders for responsible people.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we now have some showers and even some thunderstorms moving over parts of the northwest Bahamas. That's ahead of a frontal boundary, which is presently moving over South Florida, and that's affecting right now the Upper Coast, experiencing some showers. We have another little area moving over North Andros, but that is expected to stall and then back up as a warm front. So the extreme northwest parts of the country will get the bulk of these rain showers over the next couple of days, taking us right through the weekend. And boating forecast tonight, well, that is brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up their business. And for the northwestern parts of our country, those winds, they're going to be southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Your low tide will take place at 10:47 tonight. And then in the central and southeastern parts of our country, pretty nice boating conditions. Light and variable winds with flat seas. And as we take you into Friday in the northwest and central islands, those winds will also become light and variable with flat seas. The low tide tomorrow will take place at 11:02 in the morning, with a high tide at 5:25 in the afternoon. And for the southeastern parts of our country, southeast flow 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Then on Saturday in the northwest and central parts of the country, the winds pick up just a tick, becoming southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights rebuilding 2 to 4 feet. Now the high tide on Saturday 6:20 in the morning, and for the southeast Bahamas on Saturday, we'll have a zonal flow. That is winds blowing out of the east at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Roll Star Assurance.
Look at it, go like this. Chillin', you ready? Jack and Jill went up the hill. Oh, they say they was going for water. Say what? Foolish Jill, forget her pill. And now they got a son and a daughter. They blame it on the water. Oh, yeah. They blame it on the water.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Roll Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Ladon and Melina.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Hot nights ahead, I see. We're going to be battling 80 degrees at night, Melina. Oh, gosh.
Thank you. Sounds like a scorcher, which reminds me there's no Let's Talk Socials tonight. So let's check out what customers in Eleuthera think about AML Markets or Solomon's new store. Our Danielle Dean was there in Governor's Harbor.
The borough's one-stop shop was a staple establishment in Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera, for many years. And according to residents, it will be missed. But AML Foods, parent company of Solomon's, has taken the reins of the building, completing the purchase and renovation between December 2024 and May of this year. Eleuthera Markets opened its doors to the public Wednesday, and this is what customer Tennille Adderley had to say.
Honestly, it's overwhelming. We were just walking through the aisles. There's dragon fruit, passion fruit, a lot of things that we honestly wouldn't have seen in boroughs. So it's like a breath of fresh air to be able to go into a food store. You know you can rely on getting a salad. We now have no excuse to eat salads. There's rows of salad options, loads of fruit options, and then cereal. Yeah, my daughter's going to love that.
Minister for Central and South Eleuthera, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, chiming in on what this partnership will mean for the island.
I think it's a lot of different avenues that this benefits the people of Eleuthera, and we're excited to be a part of it today and to see that AML is not only investing in this part, but also being a part of the community and looking to see where they can help out in other ways.
Emily G. Petty Primary School Principal Tanya McPhee-Pinder brought some of her students to sing the national anthem during the ribbon-cutting ceremony. But after the cutting, packed grocery bags in hand, they found themselves on the store's line.
But to actually have a store that we can walk into and you can get, we do a lot of shopping in New Providence. Not because the stores don't have them, because there's a limited amount and we sometimes miss out. So we almost weekly we do our vegetable shopping in New Providence. So we're very excited and we hope that it's feasible for us to shop here at Solomon's, and it's convenient because we live right in Governor's Harbor.
Do you feel happy that there's a place where you can buy new snacks for school?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for Solomon's to be open today.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, that does it for Access Now tonight. Until tomorrow, Mylena.
Till tomorrow, but stay tuned for the rundown with Ahmad Rashad on leadership.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hello, I'm Mario Nuri. It's never too early to prepare for a hurricane, and we want to make sure our community is always ready. So we invite you to join us for another A Familiar Walk, Step Towards Hurricane Preparedness, with special guests, Lisa Pinder, Director General, Dr. Trevor Johnson of the Bahamas Red Cross, Disaster Risk Management Authority representatives, and Charles Johnson of J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers. So do join us and stay weather aware.
Join us each Sunday at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. for Legends, the Untold Story, here on the ZNS Television Network.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders from all generations, good evening and welcome to the Rundown on Leadership, the show where real leaders come to have real conversations. I am your host, Ahmad Rashad Thompson, and I am so grateful that you are here with us tonight for yet another transformational and thought-provoking episode. Family, I just want to express this moment with you right now, my sincere gratitude and appreciation for your support. The truth is, you could be spending your Thursday evenings anywhere, doing anything, but you consistently decide to run it down with us, and we cannot thank you enough. As always, we want you to share the wealth. If you're watching us online right now, let us know where you're watching us from, and share this broadcast with the leaders or aspiring leaders in your life. And if you're tuned in live with us right now on the ZNS Network, don't get better alone. Life is not meant to be lived alone. Tell everyone you know to fall in, because we certainly do have an incredible show for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going there tonight. We're pulling back the curtain on one of the most overlooked, underdeveloped, and underestimated tools in a leader's toolbox: communication. Do you remember when you were a child and your third grade teacher taught you this one lie, this big, huge lie? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. You remember that? Miss Johnson and was lying to us when we were small. They was lying, y'all, because the fact is, words do hurt. Words matter. They cut deep. They can sting. They can incite or they can inspire. They can build up or they can tear down. The reality, though, is that communication is more than just words someone says or does not say. Have you ever worked with someone or for someone who just didn't know how to communicate at all? I'm talking about the leader or that colleague that gives vague directions, avoids tough conversations, and leaves you wondering what in the world actually just took place. Or worse, the leader who says nothing at all except when everything is falling apart? Or what about having to decode an email like it was a riddle? How often have you sat through a team meeting, left a strategy session, more confused than the time when you came in? Here's the rundown, folks. When a leader doesn't communicate clearly, teams don't just get frustrated, they get fatigued. They get disengaged. They stop trusting, they stop shifting, and they start drifting. And that's because communication isn't just a soft skill. It is indeed a strategic weapon. It sets the tone, it defines the culture, and it either builds bridges or burns them. And that's why tonight we're not just talking, we are teaching. And helping us to unpack this masterfully, I've invited someone who not only understands communication, he embodies it. He is the communicator's communicator, a strategist, a global thinker. He has worked with corporations, community leaders, and change makers to help them find their voice and use it powerfully and strategically. He is the principal of VKR Insights and a trusted advisor in the realms of communication, branding, leadership, and human engagement. Joining us live in studio tonight is the incomparable Mr. Valdez Russell. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is more than just words. It's about winning hearts, shaping culture, and moving people forward. So as always, grab your notepad, text that leader who you know always skylocking, and tell them it's time to run it down. This is the Rundown on Leadership, ladies and gentlemen, where we break the curse of mediocrity and help you to create legacy. Stay close, everyone. Your leadership legacy continues when we return.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Bahamas Driving Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to the show, Mr. Valdez Russell.
Thank you.
It is an honor to have you join us tonight, Valdez, and we're going to start right at the beginning. A lot of leaders are talking, but a few of them are doing things that cause people to hear them, understand them, and move in the right direction. In your opinion, Valdez, in its simplest form, what is communication? And is there a difference between communication and effective communication?
Certainly. So, Ahmad, congratulations on the success of the rundown.
Thank you so much.
And as I respond to your question, I want to highlight something that you taught me about communication some 15 years ago when we interacted with one another. I remember you were preparing to study abroad.
Yes.
And as an expression of gratitude, you delivered to me a crucifix.
Yes.
A small momentous piece, and on it said, "Christ is counting on you."
Yes.
And those words are reflective of where you are and what you're doing in this season, in this moment. And what it also translates into is that the power of communication is to be grounded in this reality that even if it is not Christ, someone is counting on you to deliver a quality message.
Yes.
Communication needs to be clear. Communication needs to be with confidence, and communication needs to arrive with a level of credibility that helps your message to resonate. The message you shared then is relevant now. Christ or someone is counting on you to do it well. And in doing it well, you're going to show up effectively, confidently, and with this awareness that as you speak, you will impact lives in a meaningfully profound way.
Yes.
That's what communications is. Knowing that others are counting on you to move them from good to great and great to exceptional.
Whew. Okay, so when we think about Valdez, first of all, I want to share with you, audience, these conversations are not just an idle way to pass your Thursday evenings. We really, really want you to leave these conversations transformed, prepared, equipped to take your leadership level to its next level.
Yes.
Right? And so when we think about that credibility, Valdez, so many leaders lose credibility for lack of vision and or lack of ability to clearly communicate the vision.
Right.
You've been around the world in III, right? And you have helped organizations all over to be better at simply communicating.
Right.
As simple as that sounds, it's a profound task.
Right.
From your perspective, what is the biggest misunderstanding that leaders have about communication? And how does that misunderstanding affect how they lead?
The biggest misunderstanding that I have observed executives that I get to coach and work with make is that the message that they say once, they want people to remember it.
Forever.
Recognizing that they've heard it over and repeatedly. And we miss the mark when we fail to repeat our message 7 times. In 21 different kinds of ways, we miss that mark. So here's what you need to do as a leader. The conversations that you've had in your head need to be translated into memorable, meaningful stories, and you need to say it more than once. We oftentimes go to the public before we go to our internal stakeholders. Our biggest ambassadors are the individuals that you walk by every day but refuse to say, this is what our message is. And so as leaders reshape, rethink, and reimagine how they show up, my biggest tip would be, don't forget the people that you're walking by need to hear your story. And a part of that story needs to be authentic, it needs to be believable, and it needs to be genuine. So many times you would hear people say, oh, I'm hearing it at the same time as you.
Yes.
And that never makes any sense to me. And so refresh what your strategy is around internal communication so that when you get to the public, there's an army of people who are also saying the same thing because you took the time to show that you respect, appreciate, and admire those within your organization to join in telling the story.
You're talking about storytelling.
Yes.
An age-old part of our national tradition. It's a part of the Bahamian culture.
Yes.
Too, and I believe that there's not quite another culture of people that can tell a story just like, or quite like a Bahamian.
Right.
But you're talking about the art of storytelling, Valdez, in the way of communication.
Right.
Help the leader that's feeling that this is too fluffy.
Yes.
That storytelling belongs in a book. Right. Versus getting your story told, because you mentioned having the story told in your head a million times over and over again.
Right.
You're restating it, stating it again, writing it out and trying it again. How does that leader focus on telling a story? What is the art of storytelling? How does that belong in the workplace?
Let me frame this concept of storytelling from the perspective of we're not fabricating and we're not illuminating the imagination of Bahamians with untruths.
Yes.
What we're doing is we're coming in and we're stating facts. What we're doing is that we're taking the time to let people know the steps, the actions, the things that we've done to address and resolve a situation. So when we think about the ingredients of telling your story, is it true? Is it honest? Is it believable? And these are the things that help us to know how we navigate a crisis, how we navigate a promotion, how we celebrate the people within our organization. And so if you're looking at storytelling as fluffy, if you're looking at storytelling as ineffective, your competition is doing it well, and you're missing the moment for people to believe in your brand, support your brand, and do business with you through good, bad, thick, and thin.
Indeed.
That's what it looks like.
What I'm hearing you say is that the story it's not fabricated, it's not you're not lying to your teams.
No.
You're giving your teams credible insight so that they can understand where we're going, how we plan to get there, what we will do when we arrive there. The journey then becomes more difficult when the story is not told or when I get to make up my own narrative about the story.
Right. If you don't allow me the opportunity to equip you with factual, honest information, I am going to do the very Bahamian thing and fabricate and exaggerate the story. And so we see it all the time when individuals fill in the blanks for us on social media. And organizations sit by idly and they just let the story roll out. There are countless examples of that. But a part of telling your story is saying, this is what we know now, this is what we're doing, and this is when you can hear back from us again. Communication requires your capacity to be honest, to be authentic, and to be transparent. And those ingredients around telling better stories, responding more effectively, contribute to the fabric of a better Bahamas, the kind that positions us on the world stage as a change agent, as a leader, because good business happens here based on leaders who communicate effectively.
Absolutely. That brings us to my next point, Valdez. You often say that leaders need to connect before they correct. Break that down for us, Valdez. How important is it for a leader or leaders to connect with the people they get to serve every day?
I cannot expect you to come in, show up, and perform and ignore the fact that you have a family. The child that you had to leave home with a loved one so that you can come and do someone else's work is an incredible part of how you thrive, and how you function. You cannot walk into a Bahamian space and not speak, and then have the unmitigated gall to swing back around and say, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. It just doesn't flow. It just doesn't feel. And so as we tell our story, as we build, as we connect with individuals, it is incumbent upon us to know people before you need them. And a lot of people need people and then try to get to know them. And it just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Know them before you need them. You are showing up to your organization daily, and you mentioned earlier walking by these individuals who make your organization every day. They show up in spite of their circumstances. They show up in spite of their challenges, and they do their best to do their best. And you're saying to us that we need to know them before we can now need them. Because if you now only know me when you need me, I think there's a song.
There is a song.
They only know me when they need me. And you can see the response when you try to connect or engage people who you only know when you need.
And so as leaders, as emerging leaders, whatever your place is within an organization, you're setting the standard for how you want people to treat you. I am not suggesting by any means that you get all up in my business. Now what you gonna do? Right? But what I am suggesting is we have to be able to be cordial with Ahmad so that when we do need something, we appreciate that it may be late because of X, Y, and Z, but it's going to get done. And so our roles, our responsibilities as individuals is to be intentional, to share elements that are going to help others to appreciate how to interact with us, right? We have a number of generations working together. One generation doesn't know how to connect with the next, and organizations aren't taking the time to address the wound. We're seeking to bandage over pieces. And so we need to start talking about how one generation actually needs to see this printed document when another is satisfied with a WhatsApp, right? And because we're not looking at how that manages itself, how that manifests itself within our organizations, we're having these internal fractures, and it's costing us money.
Absolutely. Money, time, relationships, effort, productivity. You are right now leading an organization where you mentioned the multi-generational component. My father retired officially about 2 years ago and couldn't leave for a number of reasons. Right? My father is 60-something, my brother is 22. They both go to work, went to work daily. The mindset, the approach to work, the way they treat work, the way they engage at work is completely different. You are a 37-year-old leader, and you're leading a 60-something-year-old somebody and a 20-something-year-old somebody, and you can't seem to see eye to eye with either one of them. Because one is too far in the past and one is too far in the future. And what Valdez is telling you is that if you connect before you correct, if you know before you need, your job gets easy, your life gets easy, your teams become more engaged, more invested, and more productive. They become interested in the work that you're doing. So often, Valdez, leaders underestimate the responsibility they have to connect with me. They consider it the other way around. You're lucky I'm giving you a job, you're lucky you're getting paid, versus I am blessed, I am the lucky one that gets to have people come to this place every day to give us information, to give us insight. When you think, Valdez, of this, like the biggest mistake C-suite leaders make.
So I think that your question is a good moment for us to reflect internally. And that internal reflection has to bring you to a place of acknowledging your own insecurities as a leader. And in acknowledging your insecurities, you recognize your imperfections. But you also recognize that there are tremendous avenues for growth. And so we have to be interested in other people. We have a generation that's interested in themselves, but collectively, we have to be interested in other people. We've had prime and extraordinary examples of when Bahamians mobilize around things that are greater than themselves, action happens in this country. And so we have that appetite, that energy, that desire and drive, and we know what to do. Be interested in the person that sits beside you, because your voice of calm, confident reassurance can move them from being okay to better today for a brighter tomorrow. Be interested in individuals so that when you communicate, your message resonates and they feel as though there's a sense of connection and empowerment that moves us toward being more productive, to being more globally competitive, and to being the example for others that this is where you want to work. These are the contributions that you want to make for a better and brighter
Indeed. Be interested in those you get to work alongside. Interested can translate to concerned about. Be concerned about those that you get the privilege to lead. People are not coming to work and just doing what they can, you know. People are coming to work in most cases because they have to. In some cases because they have no other choice. And when you as a leader decide to diminish your opportunity, to relinquish your opportunity and your responsibility to truly connect with the teams you get to serve every day, you are costing yourself and causing them to lean more into what they don't want to do versus what they do want to do. Go ahead.
We are reminded to be our brother's keeper.
Absolutely.
I like to say that Bahamians are incredible Sunday or Saturday Christians. And Monday, we forget the message.
For Lord's sake.
And what we need to remember is, as leaders, as communicators, we want to embrace the teachings. We want to demonstrate the behaviors so that the next generation shifts, reimagines, and catapults our country into really what is truly and consistently demonstrated as the best little nation in the world.
Indeed. We are just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we're going to dive into the art of the difficult conversation. So many of us avoid this. Why do so many leaders avoid them? Why do so many fail to try to have them? And all that and more when we return, ladies and gentlemen. Stay close. Your breakthrough is after this break.
The new stuffed crust cheddar flavor has a taste you'll enjoy.
Outside and inside.
With a delicious stuffed crust covered in irresistible cheddar flavor. Come and try the new stuffed crust cheddar flavor only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
I am a master plumber by profession. I've been doing plumbing for over 40 odd years. When I was 9 months old, I was diagnosed with polio. To me, living with polio, I took it the way it is. I never allowed my polio to get in my way of anything. In fact, I love when people doubt me, and I just prove them wrong. And let me tell you, in the world, you could only find a plumber as good as me, but you ain't gonna find no plumber better than me. People with disability, they just need a chance. In this program, I feel so encouraged. Most of the mentors have different kind of disability, but disabilities like me. Sharing and caring and showing so much support with people with disability. They would encourage you to go beyond. I wish this was around a long time ago. Right now, I would have been a millionaire. You out there who have a disability, don't be afraid. Take the step. If you believe it, you could achieve it. And remember one thing, ain't no one better than me, and ain't no one better than y'all. God made all us equal.
For more information about how the SBDC can help your small business to make a big impact, give us a call at 461-7232 or visit sbdcbahamas.com.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
Welcome back, everyone. If you are just joining us, our guest tonight is Mr. Valdez K. Russell, and he's giving us a masterclass in communication. Valdez, let's switch gears for a bit now, though, and talk about the art of difficult conversations. So many leaders avoid hard conversations. Is it fair? Is it insecurity or just a lack of skill? And then in the long term, what damage is done when we avoid these issues, when we avoid these conversations, we sweep things under the rug versus addressing them head on?
Difficult conversations are just that, difficult. But relationships require work. Relationships require work.
Write it down.
When you think about your personal relationships, the challenges that exist there are an accumulation of unsaid conversations. The challenges that exist. And so I remember what you did last week.
Yes.
And I compound that with what you did the week before. And so when you come to me now with something else, I've accumulated all of these incidents and I'm not sure which one to address first.
Wow.
And so it becomes more difficult to manage, to navigate.
Yes.
They're necessary.
Indeed.
And I like to say, as you're preparing for a difficult conversation, that you address the behavior and not the individual. In your role as a leading HR expert, you know that that's where the sweet spot is. I'm not addressing Ahmad as the individual. I'm addressing the behaviors that got us to this point.
Yes, absolutely.
And so yes, there will be times that difficult conversations must be had, but what is important is to focus on the behavior. And in focusing in on the behavior as you communicate, you then have the license to say to this person, this conversation is important for your growth. These are the things that we need to work on so that it doesn't happen again. And what we avoid then is that accumulation over time that so many of us remember, that so many of us hold on to, and that challenge this whole idea of which conversation to have.
Yes. Well, that was so good, because what I find in my experience, Valdez, is that, first of all, we go into these difficult conversations with a spirit of attack.
Yes.
You didn't, you did, you always, you never, versus I've observed.
Right.
Or I was able to witness, or I was able to look at your so-and-so and see that you did this and you did the other. When it is that the language used is not selective, right? It's not thoughtful.
Right.
It will incite versus inspire.
Yep.
How does a leader choose words that inspires versus incites?
Certainly. So the first thing that you want to do, and I would encourage persons to write this down.
Yes.
I need to listen to understand and not to reply.
Absolutely.
And it's a skill set that we want to master consistently and on a regular basis. And so as a leader, as you go into your conversation so that you inspire, so that you empower, so that you elevate, recognize, yes, this is going to be a difficult conversation, but I have a responsibility to listen to understand. What is the root cause of the behavior that I'm addressing? What are the pieces that we've overlooked over time that can help us to collectively become better? And once we know that, and once we use empowering language rather than accusatory tones, a lot of times we forget that communication is nonverbal. And Grammy used to say, it's not what you say,
but how you say it.
How you say it.
Absolutely.
And we as Bahamians have an energy that comes along with our facial expressions and body language that arrives way ahead of the language.
Absolutely.
And so we want to be attentive to what we say. We want to be alert to how we say it. We want to be alert to our posture. I can't care for you and have a resting female dog face in the conversation. I can't care for you and want you to be better if my body language is closed. And so we want to think about the language. We want to think about the words. We want to listen to understand. And again, we want to communicate with clarity, confidence, and credibility. Don't come to me with what they said about me. Come to me with what you actually know so that we can address this and move on.
Don't come to me with what they tell you.
Right.
Come to me with what they know.
Yes.
With what you know, rather, because so often we pick a fight that does not to be fought. It's not my fight to fight.
Our imagination of fabricated scenarios just because.
Right.
And so come to me credibly as a leader. Come to me with the posture that says, this is someone that I can still learn from, someone that I can still admire. Don't come to me with the childlike antics that we should have had left in primary school. I remind groups and organizations all the time, you dropped your children to school. I am not your child. And as such, when we engage in a conversation, it has to be mature. It has to remove the passive-aggressive tones. It has to move the tone of condescension, because people want to feel respected. People want to feel appreciated. And your words, your actions need to be in alignment, not sometimes, but all the time.
Let's talk about, Valdez, those leaders those leaders among us that are so evolved that they have adopted and embraced technology. And they chat GPT their responses, and they want to refine them, make them sound all human, and they hide behind the emails. They avoid the face-to-face, the connection, that connect before they correct. They want to send it with the messenger, they want to send it with the voicemail, they want to send, with the email. How is that, what is the danger in doing it behind the screen versus doing it in person, connecting in a direct way?
So let's be clear. There are some communication that needs to be in black and white.
Certainly.
There's some communication that needs to be in black and white. Oftentimes we default to sending an email. And no one can hear what you said in an email like a Bahamian.
Absolutely.
We heard the attitude, we heard the energy.
I feel it. Who you think?
Yes,
you talking?
Right.
Too.
Right. You disrespected me in this way.
And you write that down.
Right. Ooh. And so what we want people to appreciate is you can use technology to craft messages, but you have to use language that says, allow this to have an empathetic tone, allow this note, allow this response to have professional words that a 9th grader can understand.
Yes.
So as to ensure that when it's sent, it has this delivered experience that allows people to read it rather than hear it with the level of disrespect and unmitigated gall that comes along with who you think you talking to. Because you and me ain't no company. And so as you use technology, and I'm sure you've had smarter guests than I talk about using technology, but as you use technology, direct your prompts to ensure that you're saying what the tone should be, how you want the person to feel. There's still a warmth, there's still a kindness, and most of all, there's still an element of respectfulness that must consistently be incorporated into our generated responses that allow people to feel respected at the end.
I want to be facetious for a moment, Valdez.
Yes.
I had a colleague when I worked in corporate Bahamas. And this individual, and if they are listening today, they will know that I'm talking about them, and I want you to know that I'm talking about you.
Why don't you just say their name?
I don't want to get in problems, but I'm no love lost. But this individual would intentionally use words that have never been seen before in human life. The words exist. They are real words. But you're saying a 15-letter word to say the word now.
Right.
Like, you could say now. Why do people feel like they must be extra to just say what needs to be said?
Some people want to see themselves as the smartest person in the room. And if you're constantly competing for that space in the rooms that you're in, you need to find another room. Right? And so we can all use language that allows us to feel elevated, educated, and all of these other kinds of adjectives. But read the room.
Yeah, you could tell this ain't London.
Right? Read the room.
This isn't like everyone is just like individual.
Right.
Come on now. You know you had to Google that?
Right.
And then like copy and paste. You couldn't even spell it out. Anyway.
And so understanding the room, understanding your role, and understanding the legacy that you're framing is going to be a game changer for more individuals to show up with authenticity, to show up believably, and to be present in ways that help us to all be better. That's what communication comes down to. Authenticity, being transparent and being believable. You can spot a fake from a mile away. And oftentimes in the Bahamas, we buck shoulder to shoulder with not just fake Gucci bags, but fake individuals.
Wow. So Valdez, you've worked again around the world with people, and you sit on stages all around this nation and around the world as well. What's been your experience with leaders who try to be everybody's friend and end up being respected by no one? They are doing their best to communicate with what they want to hear, versus what needs to be said. What's been your experience with those types of leaders?
So nothing ever sticks. Nothing ever resonates. And you have to recognize that if you want to be liked, loved, valued, and all of those things, you have a home. Even though you spend countless hours with the people in your organization, look for those emotional needs to be met at home. Come to work to do work. If everyone loves every decision, every transaction, everything that is about your aura and presence, you might be doing something wrong. I think it's important to understand that we're not showing up to be liked. We're showing up to be respected. And that respect comes with difficult decisions. At the end of the day, Ahmad should be able to say, I respect what you did. I don't always need you to say, I like you. Likes don't pay any of my bills on social media or in real life. But respect, that kind of commitment to a better life, to a better standard, is how you want to be remembered. And those are the kinds of things that organizations are looking for. They're looking for leaders who can make tough decisions, communicate them well with confidence and authority, and move the company, move the organization to the next level. People that need to be liked, people that need to navigate their life through reels, R-E-E-L-S, are always going to be stuck in a reel. But those who want to be respected are going to be admired in a real, R-E-A-L way.
Yes. Do you believe respect is earned or deserved?
I believe that respect is earned. And I believe that it's earned because you could have made a mistake and I could have lost respect. But you could have redeemed yourself by acting with integrity, by taking responsibility so that we cause better things to happen. Credibility, clarity, and confidence allow for you to earn respect. These behaviors, these skills, when you communicate, when you step into a room, are the things that people look for. We have a plethora of examples of persons who believe that they should be respected just because of the title that they hold. But the heart of the matter is respect has to be earned, and that earning comes both ways. When you respect me, when we're collegial, when we're cordial, and when we're striving to make an impact and a difference, we feel it, we sense it. Not because you have the title of Reverend Dr. Right Honorable such and such, which we clamor towards, means that I should respect you. The decisions you make, the stance you take, and your posturing in times of necessary moments when we need a leader and not a liker is what sets the standard and the path for you to have a career and a legacy of communication and leadership excellence.
When you find a leader that is not interested in being a liker, I'll be writing these things down, because these things, listen, if you are concerned about your title, well, first of all, let me tell you a secret. No one on this planet cares about your tenure and title more than you. If you're concerned about what they call you, and what your email signature says at the end of it, and what your nameplate on your desk says, you're the only one that really does. Respect does not come by you lauding your title and your position over people. It doesn't come from trying your best to be liked. It doesn't come from trying your best to let people know who is in charge. Because the reality is that if you believe that, they don't. You're probably the only one that does. And you mentioned something about, you alluded to character, essentially. And I really believe that defining moments define your character. You have a responsibility when things are going wrong to recognize your hand in that. When things are going right, celebrate those that caused it to happen, because it likely was not you. That does not mean that you didn't contribute to it or you didn't lead the charge and share the vision. But if your goal is to be respected by intimidation, you're losing the race. And you're not effectively communicating with your teams. You're losing them minute by minute, day by day. As we go to the second break, Valdez, when you think of those delusional, I need to call them delulu, those leaders who think they're communicating but are completely missing the mark. They have no idea what's really going on. Their head is in the clouds or in the sand. What are the telltale signs of a leader that is completely off base with their communication strategy?
I think that there's this illusion, and then there's also this aura that I've got it.
Wow.
And you can sense it when you walk by them. You can also sense it with someone who is humble. I sometimes get it wrong, but I believe it's a humble child who takes the grace of God. And when we know what humility means in our words, in our actions, and in our deportment, we also sense it when the fake walks by. And there are a lot of people who have been christened, who have been bestowed titles, but don't understand with this title, with this enormous undertaking comes great responsibility. And so as you move through your organizations and you interact with individuals who are there in search of praise and recognition, understand that Christ is counting on you to be patient with them.
This is so good. Tonight's show is helping you truly master the art of effective communication and learning how to have those difficult conversations with those team members that make the difference in your organizations. You're truly learning how to truly connect with your teams. We still have so much more to cover, ladies and gentlemen. Please share the link, refresh your beverage, go to the bathroom quickly, come right back, because after the break, we're going to go deeper. We'll wrap up our conversation with Valdez, talking about how do we now get strategic in our communication. We'll be right back. Stay close.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, the Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
The National Voice turns 89, and we're inviting you to celebrate with us. Sunday, May 25th, we're taking you to church for our 11 a.m. service, live from Grace Community Church in Palmetto Avenue. Then, join us for the Awesome God concert, live from Southland Cathedral on Soldier Road, beginning promptly at 7 p.m. I'm talking Christopher Roberts, Simeon Alton, Shabak, Dwight and Brister, E-Man, Carity Newton and Southland Music, DJ Godson, and much more. This concert is totally free, so come and celebrate with us.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer, Mark, crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
Let's go.
At Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our side wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You could do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas. And any artist knows a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out to anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey. I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the national report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is our final segment, and guess what? We want you to know that we don't just do theory here on the Rundown on Leadership. We do real leadership in real time. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw a few real-life leadership scenarios to Valdez, and he is going to help us to say it like a leader. We will face what needs to be faced, no avoiding, no avoidance. We're going to ask Valdez to show us what it's like to say it like a leader. So Valdez, are you ready?
Yes, and I'm going to behave.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Please misbehave. Misbehave tonight. Help people to run it down tonight. So the first example, or the first scenario I'll throw your way is, you've got a team member who consistently hits their targets, right? But continues to leave a trail of broken spirits behind in their wake. They're sharp, but rude. productive but problematic. You got to bring this person in line, reset them, and say it like a leader. How do you do that?
So I think the first thing is that we want to ask them, when you think about your grandmother, your mother, your aunt, your godchildren, and your cousins, is this tone and this delivery around the way that you treat people one that you want them to emulate?
Wow.
And I believe that sometimes you have to grab people by the shoulders and remind them that there's someone who raised you. We were all raised differently. And I'm not going to judge how you were raised, but I'm going to ask you to reflect on, if you had to interact with these individuals, is this tone, is this delivery, is this temperament the one that you're going to take? And if it's a Bahamian, of course, they're going to remind me and highlight, well, I don't work with this, that, and that. But I'm going to challenge individuals to say, but pause for a moment. Is this tone, is this deportment really how you want others to follow in your footsteps? And if you feel good about that, we're not a best fit for you. And sometimes, again, these difficult conversations need to be had. Some people are thriving because no one's ever tapped them on the shoulder and said, you need to stop this behavior. You're impacting lives and you're shattering people's emotions. And I'm not exactly sure that's how you want to be remembered.
Indeed. That's how you say it like a leader.
I mean, that's how I would approach it. And we all have to sometimes personalize situations because people go very contrary. And these are the same people who would come up in your face when their child was approached with the same tone, with the same attitude that you have demonstrated to your colleagues.
Indeed.
It ain't right.
It ain't right, Lord. It ain't right. I want you to remember this for the rest of your life. People are only able to do what they are allowed to do. In any setting you find yourself in, people can only do what they are allowed to do. If I can't, I won't. If I can, I'll try.
What you allow is what will continue.
Absolutely.
And I believe Maya Angelou reminds us often, you have to teach people how to treat you.
Absolutely.
You have to teach people how to treat you. The first time that you act out and we let that go is accumulation 1. The second time we are key about it, it's accumulation 3. But you need to nip it in the bud the first time. This is how we respect one another. This is how we have a conversation. Otherwise, what you allow is what will continue.
Absolutely.
And a lot of us allow a whole bunch of
foolishness, man.
And then we wonder, why
how did we get here?
Where we are.
Yes. I remember I was 8 years old.
Okay.
And I slammed the door in my parents' home.
You were paying the mortgage?
I had to have been. My mother, I found myself in about 2.8 seconds outside the house with the door in my hand.
Okay.
8 years old, a full-blown 8-foot door. You want to slam a door, young boy?
Yes.
You build a home. You can have this door, we'll give it to you.
Yes.
You put this door, you erect this door in that home, and you slam that all Jesus day long.
Yes.
But in this home, you shan't. Slam the door and live to tell a story. Now, my mother's not a threatener. She's not going to threaten you at least more than once. And you've referenced children a couple of times in this conversation tonight. We are in no way suggesting that big grown adults are to be treated like children. However, if it is that a child wouldn't accept this type of behavior or wouldn't be allowed to do such behavior, why shouldn't a big grown adult be able to do so? Right? But anyway, our next example, our next scenario. Your team member just bombed an important client pitch. Big deal meeting, they just flunked it. Disaster, right? You watched it live, it was sloppy, they were unprepared, it was off-brand, right? You've got to give them the feedback, and you just said, give it to them now. How does that work? How do you say it like a leader?
So, first of all, let me apologize to you because I failed you as a leader. You are to be a reflection of me, and we didn't take the time to review, rehearse, and ensure that this client was the one that we would wow in a meaningful way. So let me say, I'm sorry. That's how we're starting. And then I think we need to move move into a better conversation about what are some of the things that I can do to support you differently so that your performance is reflective of the leadership that I impact, inspire, and empower you to show up with. Sometimes we think it's the other person.
Yes.
But the heart of these matters is sometimes it's me. What was I doing that was so busy, so involved, so respectful that I didn't take the time to ensure that our top client and also my colleague was not prepared to represent us at the highest level.
Wow.
Responsibility and accountability are words that we lack in the Bahamas. Transparency, responsibility, accountability, we lack it. And it shows up in extraordinary ways. And so this say it like a leader scenario is a reminder that I have to own the chaos. I have to own the shortfall, because there's no way that Christ is counting on me and I let you show up looking like Bobo the Clown.
My Jesus.
That's just what it is.
This is not... He didn't say that you ought to now just throw that person away.
Right.
So often the leader would just say, you know what, I'll do it myself.
Right.
Or let me find somebody else that's better or more prepared or more equipped. Yeah. Your admonition to the leader is accept responsibility for what did not go right.
Yes.
For what you were not there to lend support to, to validate, to give clarity on, right? And when you as the leader understand that this does all rise and fall on you.
Yep.
Anything going wrong, blame yourself.
Right.
Anything going right, call on your team and celebrate them first. Because if you don't, you run the risk of that person feeling like this was sabotage. Feeling like they have the right to create that narrative. And you know, on the drive home and to work, Valdez, the stories we tell ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
Remember when you were small and you had a row with your friend today?
Yes.
And you gone home tonight and you could remember all the stuff you're supposed to say.
Yes.
And so you practice in the mirror tonight.
Yes.
And tomorrow you can't wait to pick a row again.
Right.
Because you want to get them.
Absolutely.
That's not your job as a leader. You're not trying to get them. Right. You want to galvanize them. You want to get them to the point of next level, not to perfection, but to excellence.
Yeah. We want that gotcha moment.
Yes.
But that gotcha moment means I got you.
Wow.
So that together we can get and have one another for greater success, greater opportunities, and greater moments where we show up as the leaders that we are.
Indeed.
And so where we are when we talk about saying it like a leader sometimes has to start with us. What am I doing that allows you to feel that you can go out there looking, feeling, and talking any kind of way?
Skullduggery.
What do I need to do differently? How can I show up better so that these standards of excellence that we talk about aren't just words, but they're aligned with actions that impact, that inspire, and that equip us with the tools to communicate well, to engage with individuals in ways that build, foster, and promote the kind of the Bahamas that remains enviable.
Wow.
Enviable.
And this is why I call this man the communicator's communicator. This is how you say it like a leader, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Listen, I really, really hope that you've been taking notes tonight, because this conversation wasn't just powerful, it was necessary. We live in a world, we live in the Bahamas, where people are drowning in information and starving for clarity. Right? Where mixed messages cause missed opportunities, and where leadership rises or falls on the strength of our words. Tonight, Valdez reminded us that communication is not a one-time act. It is a daily discipline, a daily choice. Let me leave you with this. Leadership is not just about what you build, it's about what you say. And not just about your mouth, not just with your mouth rather, but with your presence, your posture, your pause, and your precision. You cannot call yourself a leader and keep hiding behind silence and avoiding difficult conversations. You can't drive results with unclear expectations. And you cannot build a winning culture on polite lies and soft landings. Truth is not toxic. Clarity is not cruel, and silence is not strategy. What we've learned tonight is simple but not easy. Effective communication is a leadership discipline and a leadership choice. It's how you cast vision. It's how you course correct. It's how you challenge mediocrity, and it's how you truly connect with your team even when it's uncomfortable. The best leaders don't avoid conversations, they lean into them. They don't use words to cover the truth, they use words to confront it, to reshape it, and to lead people through it. So here's the question I have for you tonight. Does your team know what you expect? Do they know where you're taking them? And most importantly, do they trust you enough to follow you? Because if they don't, maybe it's not a talent issue. It might not even be a timing issue. It might be a communication issue. And if it is, good news. You can fix that. Because tonight you got the tools. Now it's the time to use them. Valdez, before we leave, I want you to tell our audience how they can connect with you if they want to help, if they want you to help them navigate this leadership communication strategy.
Certainly. So one of the things that I was attentive to as I was preparing for our conversation this evening was, what lapel should I wear? I knew that I was coming on set with the standard of fashion, and I had to be intentional about the lapel that I would wear. And I wore the turtle designed by a brilliant Bahamian.
Indeed.
And I wore it because sometimes we forget the story about the tortoise and the hare.
Yes.
And in that story, we thought that the conniving, the exciting, the fastest would win. But sometimes we have to show up like the turtle in our communication skills.
Wow.
We want to start small. We want to start with confidence. We want to start with clarity, and we want to start with credibility.
Wow.
And those small steps, just like the turtle and their movement, is a reminder of how to be and what to do. So if you want to connect with me, I'm slow.
Indeed.
But I'm effective.
Yes.
And you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on Instagram, and you can just use Valdez K. Russell, and I'll appear.
Indeed.
You'll see a series of images around my love of food, family, friends, and I also get to talk about how to be and what that means for a better and brighter Bahamas.
We want to thank you, Valdez, for coming on our show tonight to really help our leaders run it down. If a leader wants to connect, you've heard how we can connect with Valdez and how we can stay in tune with you. This, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders from all generations, this show is a show that we put on to help you to become the best version of yourself. For you to understand how to lead with integrity, to lead with intentionality, and to lead on purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to the Bahamas Tonight with Mr. Royston Jones at 11 p.m., where we will have the final broadcast on all things news related in this nation. We invite you to please join us again, the same place, the same time, next week, Thursday, as we connect to run it down on the Rundown on Leadership. This is Amadu Shah Thompson for ZNS on the Rundown on Leadership. Until next time, keep leading with courage, keep communicating with conviction, and remember, your words have weight. So speak like a leader. Live like a leader, and show the world what's possible when you do both well. Good night, everyone.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach.